Hello and welcome to the Forward Podcast. I'm Shravani, and I'm going to be discussing ideas for fast forwarding gender equality because today the world cannot wait for another 300 years to become a space which is equal for men and women. And today, I am proud to have with me Meghna Yadav. She's a child psychologist, a family counselor, and she works. She has many clients in different organizations, including play schools and daycare. I have invited Meghna for two main reasons. One is to pick her brains and get some ideas on how to impact the psychology and the mindset of children so that they become adults. They grow up to be adults without the stereotypes and biases that we all have grown up with. And the second is to, get insights from her experience on how to make the whole process an ecosystem for parenting and caregiving more enabling for both women and men. So, without any delay, let me ask Meghna, to really, can you like introduce yourself, give us some insights into your personal and professional journey till now?
So very much for inviting me for this pertinent discussion. I am glad that I'm a part of this beautiful point of discussion today. Having said that, since you have asked me to introduce myself, I think my very first introduction is that I, being a woman, is blessed to have two children. I'm a mother of two children, a boy and a girl. Thankfully, both, both the genders, enjoying the parenting of both the genders. And professionally, also, I think I'm the chosen one, Shravani, because not only two children that are biologically my own, but I am blessed to work with thousands of children, that too across globe, and I find myself blessed on that part. I have professionally, paper-wise, I have certified myself to call myself a child psychologist and a parent counselor. I did my master's from California in child psychology. In fact, to be precise, in child and adolescent development. So the age range that I'm certified to work with is from 0 years to 18 years. I work with families across globe, and now I think I am very privileged to work with parents through various parenting sessions in groups as well as one on one, and also contributing a little in terms of training and development of the professionals across India when it comes to early childhood education. This is pretty much about me.
Wow, wonderful. Great work that you're doing. So I have one more question. Who have been your role models and mentors who have helped shape, your personality and your career as such?
Well, Shravani, I would say you cannot pick one when you think of role model in your life. So I would say role models because I think for every woman, it is true that the first role model is actually parents. I won't say only
Yes.
my mommy, but of course
Yeah.
my dad equally. So role models start from the family. I was blessed to be born in a family which was very closely knit. So the uncles, aunts around, even grandparents, and the neighborhood, because I belong to a very small town in Rajasthan. So thankfully, I was blessed enough to call myself that the whole village was there to raise me. So it is difficult to pinpoint one person because there were really many people around me who influenced me in some way or the other. But one thing for sure, as and when I grew, and especially when I went for my further studies and crossed the boundaries of country and moved to USA, I think there was one advisor who used to visit us from Stanford. And one fine day when I was talking to her, she kept on listening to me. And for almost like after 10, 12 minutes, she looked into my eyes and she said, Meghna, I'm amazed by the knowledge base you have, and I have never
Mhm.
seen somebody so thorough in technical approaches. But do you know your problem? Your problem is that you don't know how to use it. And I
Mm.
think she was my mentor. She is no more on this planet, but I seriously believe that she is still guiding me. And she is
Mm.
the one who showed me the path that it is very important to bring the change on ground. She's the one who told me that the most important thing in life is not only to gain knowledge, but also to know how to use it. So
Mm.
she is the one who comes to my mind when I'm talking about role models for sure.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. So before I begin by, asking you ideas and insights, I want to ask you, I mean, firstly, I'm sure you do believe, but do you believe in a gender equal world? And why do you think we need to achieve gender equality and to build a balance in this world?
Um, I'll take a couple of minutes to answer this question
Yeah,
because
yeah, sure.
it's close to my heart, Shravani. Um, I would say gender equality, each one has his or her own definition, and so is true for me. For me, gender equality has nothing to do with competing with other gender. And I
Mm.
strongly believe in the beauty of each gender. I think there is a reason, some supernatural power, whatever way you name it, designed a boy and a girl. And I seriously believe that hormones play their role, the body structure play their role. So I'm not here to compete between boys and girls. For me, each gender is unique. In fact, when I work with children, I always say each child is unique, be it boy,
Mm.
be it girl. So for me, gender equality is not competing or to prove to this world, hey, I'm equal to some other gender, right? For me, gender equality is giving the same kind of opportunities to every single human being on this earth. Gender should not play any role in that. If you ask me, this is where my definition lies.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
why
sure.
do you, I think it is important? I think my body, my skin color, I cannot hide. No
Mm.
matter how much I try, my face, my skin color, and I realized this while working in different countries,
Mm.
that you cannot hide your skin color, you cannot hide the
Right.
accent, you cannot hide the body. And if
Yeah.
someone is limiting my opportunities because of the way I look, I think this is the biggest injustice that can happen to someone. And hence, I'm sitting with you and talking about this.
Yeah, very good. I mean, that's a very, very uh, I mean, it's a very strong justification for, what we are doing. So great. So now that we are on the same page, that we know that this is what we have to achieve, I'd like to ask you a few questions, to get some ideas from your own personal and professional experience of, being a mother, of being a wife, a daughter, and also speaking to so many parents, counseling parents, observing so many children. Uh, so you have a plethora of experience. So coming from there, so I have a couple of questions on that. So the first thing is, so, in your experience, how do we raise children, both boys and girls, in a gender neutral way at home? How do we make sure the girls are nurtured in a way that they are ready to face the challenges of the world, the stereotypes and the biases? But more importantly, we bring up boys who treat women equally, who don't end up uh, with the biases of a feeling of superiority when they grow up. So, yeah.
Oh, very beautiful point that you highlighted, Shravani. And trust me, charity begins at home. So
Yes.
it is better that we think from the home dynamics because, trust me, the crucial years of a personality formation are happening within the four walls of home in for almost every child on this earth, right?
Mm.
So uh, I would say part of it I answered while I was explaining the definition in my mind about gender equality and any child, boy or girl, first thing that we need to keep in mind, and this I say to many parents I work with. This is my 26th year in my professional life, and
Okay.
trust me, Shravani, from day one till now, I might sound like a broken record to many parents, but I still say this that our job as parents, our job as significant adults in the lives of children, is to respect what they are.
Mm.
So first thing that starts, the very basic foundation, I think, of gender equality starts that I accept my child with the way the child is wired. And
Mm.
the first thing to look at that is the gender.
Right.
Accept my girl child. I accept my boy child. And I
Right.
also accept that each one of them will be different. For sure, they will be different. Then the second step comes, how do I nurture this difference? How do I respect this difference? And for that, I think the boundary dilution works wonderfully. So, what do I mean by boundary dilution? Is that my boy child should be ready to cook, should be
Mm.
ready to do the household chores, should
Yeah.
participate in all the decisions regarding cooking, groceries, mopping, brooming, cleaning up the cupboard, and my girl child should equally participate in the decisions of family, and it should start as early as possible,
Yes.
be it mending a chair, be it mending a broken bicycle, going to the nearby grocery shop and fetch something for the family, talking to the guest, introducing the family. I think we didn't realize, but in the humdrum of daily lives, unfortunately, I see it happening around me, that there are some tasks unknowingly are given to boys and there are some
Yeah.
tasks unknowingly given to girls. So
Yeah.
this dilution of task have to happen for sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is where the seed is. This is where we get into the zones of biasness, and this is how we break it. So I would request each and every parent who is listening to this is to start thinking about what is it that you are doing which is actually tilting towards gender stereotyping. Let's take examples of the gifts. I'm not kidding, Shravani,
Mm.
but when I celebrated the birth of my son and the birth of my daughter, and I was amazed to see when I was opening up the gifts, my daughter was flooded with dolls and
Mm.
my son was flooded with trucks. And why so? I was the one who bought a doll for my son and a truck for my daughter as a mother. But trust me, this is such a simple example. But look around, you will see this. And I, with due respect to all those well wishers, I think we take it for granted
Mm.
that boys will love trucks and girls won't probably. But who said that? Who said that? Look at the pilots, women pilots. Look at the
Yeah.
defense
Yeah.
women. So I think it has to start from the childhood if we really need to get into that zone. This is where I begin from, if you ask me.
Yeah. No, in fact, and one point that comes to my mind is, we should not, if there is a boy who loves dolls and a girl who loves trucks, then we should honor that and not start thinking that, there is something wrong with the child because it's okay.
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
yeah, these are personal
yeah,
choices and start
yeah,
it. And in fact, if you really want this to come on ground, just to add on to the point that you said, there are two kinds of parenting that parents enter into. One is
mm,
instrumental and another one is affective. I don't want to get into jargons,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
really want parents to be aware that if God has given you limited time with your children, the best thing to do is to not read a book to them or plan a vacation for them. Just get involved in day to day task with them. And that is
mm,
instrumental parenting. So if you
mm,
have hardly 10 minutes with your child, be it boy, be it girl, please get into grooming and mopping. And I would
yeah,
request
yeah,
all the daddies to do that, because the moment a dad breaks these boundaries, trust me, the boy child will learn automatically that, oh, there are no gender stereotype
mm,
works. I better be doing everything on my own.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very true
So
that.
to teach a boy child how to cook, I think the daddy needs to go into the kitchen and cook.
Mm. Yeah, sure. But then, yeah, I mean, we have to then get into the dads, but that's a different thing. At one more point actually comes to my mind. I've seen that because I have a son. All of us send our children to hobby classes. I don't know if you've noticed, but all the dance and music classes are mostly full of girls, and the
Yeah.
sports coaching or the karate class will be, just boys. So I mean, I think those are also. So it's not just the toys, but general activities like you're saying. It should be everything should be made more gender neutral. So yeah, I
So
think that.
Data highlights, Shravani, that in
Hmm.
fact it is one way progress has happened. So
Hmm.
if you take the examples of hobby classes, the one way progress is that girls have started joining karate classes,
Hmm.
girls
Hmm.
have started joining the sport activities,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But it is not the other way around. Boys have not yet started the Kathak classes.
Hmm.
So I would
Yeah,
say the progression is happening.
yeah,
And
yeah,
if it is happening in one way, we won't reach the desired result because it has to happen from both ways. So, parents, I would say if you are really taking a call, it's a great idea to bring music into the lives of boys as well
yes,
as for girls.
yeah,
So, hobbies don't choose genders.
yeah, 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 very true.